And you could call it a logistics puzzle, but it wasn't for fun and games. In fact, it could have been life and death. A 3-alarm fire yesterday in the Fort Myers industrial zone came with an unusual set of problems: high winds, low water pressure, heavy construction, and confusing detours. But the Fort Myers Fire Department pulled it off, making it look easy in the end. 4 in Your Corner's Warren Wright wanted to know how they managed to make all the right moves here. Warren?
And Patrick, just so you know, that large industrial fire wasn't the only thing on their plate. They still had to deal with another house fire, a car fire, and several medical calls. High winds made this fire at the A&D scrap material facility all the more tricky.
The immediate concern for the fire itself wasn't what was burning. It was for the potential for fire spread.
On top of that, road construction and detours made it impossible to access nearby fire hydrants.
We also had a little bit of a challenge with water because a lot of the construction that's going on, we didn't have access to some of the hydrants. Couldn't get our trucks near those hydrants.
So FMFD worked around the problem and used what's called a relay tactic.
If that distance is significant, like in this case where I believe it was like 1,700 feet because of the issue of getting to hydrants, then we might put a truck in that line to kick the pressure up.
But it didn't end there. With so many resources tied up on such a large fire, FMFD has a policy in place where other fire districts are asked to come in and cover different zones in the city. And it's a good thing they did.
We had an alarm, I think there was a car fire, and there were probably a couple other calls that we had during that time that they ran.
So even when the big one comes, like this fire yesterday, you know FMFD is prepared for nearly any kind of situation.
It just shows how well we can work together and how well we put systems in place so that way we don't ever get caught off guard.
And it wasn't just the different fire departments working so well together. Lee County Emergency Services set up a triage center to care for the firefighters. And because the city doesn't have a public information officer, public safety personnel helped get out critical information to the public. Teamwork. Warren Wright, Fox 4, in your corner.